Hello everyone, this will be the second behind the scenes video. The first part was about pretty much the scenario, and I was going through my files to make this video, and I found this footage that I made in between the scenes, and I wanted to include it because over here you can see the different pieces that I used, the bases for the clones, some of the clay over there, you saw it, and there's also some tape for the figures to make them stand good, and you will recognize one of like this scene after Cody killed the big mecha. I want to show you some of the pictures that I took for these behind the scenes between the takes. As you can tell, there are some parts that I use over and over again and rearrange them. Feel free to pause the video if you want to take a better look of the pictures. I can move the camera around the scenario and take different shots from one same configuration. This scene was really nice to shoot and fun, but I couldn't get the light right from the beginning. I had to play around with the lights, the positions, and the configuration of the camera. Even I got a phone call over there. You can see here sometimes it was very dark, then it was very light, and I have to move the camera around, move the lights around, and it was interesting because at the beginning this scene fades from light to dark, and those things were going out of battery at the end. But I really like how it came out. And over here you can see some screen tests that I made from the beams that I use in the final scenario, where you can see the warehouse of the droid factory, and I was playing with the roof and pretty much to get the sensation of the scale of this scenario, because it was going to be huge. You can see some of the parts I used over here before painting and put together. This part of the scenario was very important because it's where the battle takes place, and I wanted to have space around to move the camera and the clones and even Kenobi. At the beginning, I wanted to fight Kenobi against two of the mechas at the same time, but it was going to be technically very, very difficult. So I decided that in order to give the clones some of the credit they needed in the fight, they will need to defeat one, and Kenobi should defeat the other one. And you can see some shoots from the same scene taken from different angles. The camera is very important because it's going to, it has to be treated as a character in the stop motion in order to tell the story. In this scene, the camera it has a fixed position, and I move the gunship around the camera so it looks the other way. It looks like the camera moves around the gunship, but it's not. It's my arm moving it, and I had to cut over there because you can see my gunship does not have the cockpit, and but I used most of this footage in the final um, video, and I made like maybe 5 takes from this scene until I got it right with the timing I wanted. Another thing I did was doing the opposite, having the gunship in a fixed position and moving the camera around. I think this scene is from when the gunship goes in between the mountains, yeah. But I had to cut the shrink loss on the blue screen, and this is the the shoot I use from when Kenobi jumps around, and I have to make the transparency for the green ship, and this is the first uh, take that I did with Kenobi with the flying cape around. I had to make like maybe 5 takes of this, and I think each one of them is like 20 seconds, and I only used like 2 seconds of it. For the scene where the clones explode, I have to do some green screening of first the rocket that goes around and then the explosion that goes over there. That explosion is in some of the scenes that I use, but then I got the special effects one and I use both on the final video. Now, for jumps in the middle air, what you do is basically you take a picture of the scenario without the figure. That is going to be the clean picture of your scenario, and it will help you remove the bases or your hand digitally, and I use Photoshop for that. So it looks better if if you do it in the scenario rather than do it with the green screen, because you get the real lighting from the scene that you want to take, but it's a really time consuming process, and it's also a pain in the ass because you take maybe one afternoon on shooting and you take 2 afternoons on editing. Even though I added blaster shots with After Effects, I like to shoot the hitting part of the blaster in the wall, and you can see here one of it, and it came straight from the picture and it adds a lot to the action. Lighting does all the difference in this scene. Even though you added some special effects, the reaction of the light adds a lot. This scene came out really well. It's a composition of 3 things: the explosion, Kenobi, and the background. This is another one from when the arm explodes. And thank you everybody for the support, the subscriptions, the comments, the likes, the shares, and I hope you really enjoyed this video, this behind the scenes. I will be making more tutorials, more behind the scenes, more videos, so keep tuned, click the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments what would you like to see for my next tutorials or behind the scenes. Well, I think this is it. I hope you like this video. I will be seeing you soon. Thanks. Bye.